title of today's talk is A Road Less Traveled. And so what a better way to start than with a few travel jokes. So, how can you tell why elephants love to travel? They always pack their own trunk. And why did the witch stay in a hotel room? Because she loved the broom service. Okay, what did the pig say while he was on the beach? I'm a bacon. And last one, okay. What did one volcano say to another? I lava you. Oh. And I lava that you guys are here with me today. And so the inspiration of this talk came from a poem by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. And I do not know why, because when I think back on this poem, the first thing I think about is how my memory went blank. How many of you have ever had that time? You forgot your own name, you forgot everyone's name. And so that sometimes happens to me. You've seen it up here. So anyway, with The Road Not Taken, I was in 6th grade, okay? And how many of you remember when you had to give a verse, you had to get up and say a verse or a poet? Did any of you have that? I'm probably dating myself. And so I was in 6th grade. I got up, and my brain went blank. And then you have that teacher, that teacher over there, and she's literally trying to send it to you through the cosmos. And so that's what my memories are of The Road Not Taken. Many years from now, though, many years from then, okay, I have decided I'm not even going to try to memorize it. So, the poem, the first stanza, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler long I stood, and looked down as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So how often do we have 2 roads to choose from? I find that people working on their spiritual growth sometimes choose the road less traveled. And here at Unity, we use the 5 Unity principles sort of as our compass, as our roadmap. Now, it's not to say that we have these 5 Unity principles memorized, but they are the foundation of unity, and so they're in our core beliefs. They are also in many, many other spiritual traditions that are out there. So how do we use the 5 Unity principles? And one of the ways is, how many of you walk away from negative conversations? You try to go and you look at the positive and you affirm the positive, okay? And how many of you, when you might have physical ailments, you affirm your wholeness, you see your wholeness? And when you're maybe, you might have financial obstacles, okay? You affirm abundance. Because we are using Unity Principle 1. Through prayer and meditation, we align our heart-mind with God. Now, when we affirm through affirmative prayer, are we saying, oh, I don't have an illness? Or I don't have to pay that bill? Do we just pretend that it's not happening? No. We know that what we see with our 5 senses isn't who we are, because we are a spiritual nature, okay? And so through the power of prayer, we affirm our wholeness. We know our abundance because of that. Now, why do we use affirmative prayer? Because of one of our other unity principles. We are co-creators with God, creating reality through thoughts held in mind. We are co-creators with God, creating reality through thoughts held in mind. So right now I am reading a book called Positrends or Megatrends by Eric Butterworth. And in this book he says, you become whatever you are focused on. That's very, very good when you're focused on the positive, isn't it? Your life is going good. But sometimes it can be a little bit scary. I know sometimes I don't want my thoughts to go where they go. All of a sudden, oh, maybe I have it. You go into a state of fear, okay? So what are you giving your attention to right now? Are you giving your attention to how others are just not reacting the right way to the coronavirus? Are you giving your attention to political disagreements that you have? Okay? So if you are giving your attention to those things, are they just going to happen? Are you giving your attention to the ailments of the coronavirus? Okay? Well, luckily, there's more than just giving your attention. Okay? You have to be focused in on these things. You have to put emotion behind your thoughts. And so that's the good part of that. Okay. Now, often though, or not often, but sometimes I do go into negativity and a little bit of fear. And that's why I get to stand up here and write a talk that fits me for what I need to hear. So one of the things is that sometimes I go and I'm having major political disagreements, okay? Luckily, this is all in my head that I'm having the political disagreements with. And oftentimes, while it's in my head, I get to win the conversation, okay? But the other thing right now that I see happening, and again, I'm talking about myself, is are you giving your attention to how others are just not quite acting in the right way that you think they should be regarding the coronavirus, okay? Some of these may be people who are family members or close friends, children, parents, people you know. And again, this is the best part of a minister's journey because I get to write this talk on what I need the most, okay? So in the book by Eric Butterworth, he has a chapter in it about gentleness. And he quotes Emerson, who says this about gentleness. Can you scroll? Or, sorry. And he quotes Emerson, who says, the average run of persons fret and worry themselves into nameless graves, while here and there a great gentle soul forgets himself into immortality. The average run of persons fret and worry themselves into nameless graves, while here and there a great gentle soul forgets himself into immortality. So what does this mean? What this means is through gentleness, you can never deny your good. No one can keep it from you. Okay? I love this other line he has in the book. You may want to lash out and set people and things right. Okay. But the gentle way is to be cool and see them rightly. See them rightly. Wow. What does it mean to see them rightly? Okay, for me it means that when I see something and I don't believe it is the right way, okay, then I can change my perception of it and I can see it rightly, the way I think it should be, okay? What this might look like is, let's say somebody sneezes in their hand and they just walk around and touch items and maybe aren't doing what I think is the right thing, okay? Well, I can change the perception of it, and I can see them sneezing into a napkin or a tissue and just gently putting it in the trash can. Or when I see people that I don't feel are being socially or physically distanced from each other, I can, in my mind, see them distanced. Now, does this really change anything? Does this change the outside world? No. Does it change my inner world? You bet. And more importantly, does it change the world? It does. It does. Because if we look at unity principle, we see our essence is of God. Therefore, we are inherently good. And this God essence was fully expressed in Jesus, the Christ. What this means is we have the spiritual power through our consciousness to change the world. We have the spiritual power just through our consciousness to change the world. We can change the whole coronavirus, where it's going, just through our gentleness, okay? I feel that this coronavirus has sort of stripped us of everything that's material, okay? People are not worried about what car they drive and how they look. And so this has allowed us the opportunity to see who we really are, our divine self, okay? And we have learned that this is a time that we have really come into appreciating what matters most, the love of each other. We've learned to appreciate communication so much more, and seeing one another, and the appreciation of touch. So that's what we have with our many layers. And what have we seen here and now? What have we seen in the spiritual community? What have we seen in many, many parts of the world, our neighborhoods, okay? Through the thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth we know. So what has this spiritual community been doing? What have you seen in your friends and neighbors doing? Okay? What I've seen here is so many people helping one another, people picking up the phone, people calling, do you need help? Do you need me to get some food? Do you need me to pick up medicine? Okay? We have seen people that really have always struggled with technology, and they have come up and become leaders in this community through Zoom. I mean, they've started meditation and all different classes. And we've seen our staff and our board members and our AV team and many, many others, our music team, just going beyond the call of duty. And also, I like this one line that when one of our members gets a little bit anxious, Tom Kaywood, who is the president of the Unity Board, Tom affirms this statement. I love this, and I've used it all this week. Right here, right now, I am just fine. And so, what happens to us as we travel through this human thing called life? Okay? Let's go back to the poem. Then took the other as just as fair, and perhaps having the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that passing there had worn them really about the same. So whatever road we choose, we are all traveling on this journey called life. So as you come across the bits and pieces of the human challenges that we encounter, you can use the 5 unity principles. And this might be the week you might want to grow even more spiritually by reading and affirming the 5 unity principles each and every day. So you can find the 5 Unity Principles on our e-newsletter, or if you want us to send you one, you can email us at info@unitybayarea.org, and we will send it to you. And this allows you to help follow your compass of who you truly are. So I know, too, it's especially hard. It's especially hard for some of you that are alone and those that are in nursing homes and the elderly. And so I want you to remember this. You are loved. You are loved. Because there is only one presence, only one power in the world, in my life, God the good. And this God loves you, and you are never, ever, ever alone. So let's look at the last stanza of the poem. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. That has made all the difference. So whatever road you choose, just know that through your consciousness, you make a difference. Just through who you are, your divine nature, you make a difference. You are the difference. You are the difference. And know that you are truly, truly loved. Breathe this in, this love and this light, okay? You are the light of the world. And as we end this, keep your eye on your divine perfection, because what? It's a year of clear vision. Thank you.